Welcome to another episode of A&O Connect with Andre and
Omikio.
where we talk about life, love, and relationships.
We couldn't see, and then we travel, never letting go. This together journey is how love grows. Together journey, 30 years of you and me, from valleys and mountains through storms we couldn't see. And then we travel, never letting go. This together journey is how.
All right, we are live. Welcome back to A&O Connect
Welcome back, everyone.
with
Andre and
Omikio. Oh my gosh, today is a really, really interesting topic. We're going to talk about choosing, but not being chosen. And we're talking about life, love, and relationships this month because this is our 30th episode. So the 30th and 31 episode, we're going to be doing something a little different about life, love, and relationships. Then we're going to go back to our series and bringing our authors back. But we're doing the 30 and 31 because
this month is our anniversary month.
yeah.
So we want to speak on relationships. Yes. So
Talk about how long we've been together and married. this-
I met Omikio in the end of 1994.
Wow.
We became friends at the beginning of 1995. And from there, the journey took off
Yeah.
through the ups and downs, the yeses and nos, the ins and outs, the I'm done's and I'm backs and everything else. So it's been a journey.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot. We've grown a lot. We've seen a lot. And we want to share.
Yeah.
You know, just what this podcast is all about, just sharing life, love, relationships. And as my wife says,
All the things that happen in between.
so we're here to share. This is our story, our experience. Some may apply to you, some may not. You may have some differences in your stories. And we invite you to share those as well.
Mhm.
But we can only share what we've been through.
Yeah,
It's not a know-all, be-all.
that's right.
This is all we have.
That's right.
to
That's
share
right.
with you. And hopefully you're encouraged and inspired some way and somehow. So we just thank you for being with us again. Whether you come on live or whether you're watching it afterwards, we thank you for taking the time to tune in to be with us and to give us your undivided attention just for a few moments.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's jump in because this conversation is something that keeps coming up. We see it happen all the time with different people we may interact with, where they're maybe in a relationship, and the relationship does not just have to be a relationship between a man and a woman, a relationship where you're in a romantic relationship, right? It can be family relationship, friend relationships. So it's all of those things. And, you think about spending time choosing that person, being there for that person, and that person not reciprocating that back. So we want to talk about that today.
Choosing but not being chosen. It's not a good feeling.
Right.
It causes a lot of emotions, a lot of mixed feelings and reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it gets a little strained and stressed
Yeah.
when you're trying to love someone,
Mm-hmm.
to share your space and energy with someone, and you feel they're not really tuned in.
Right.
You feel like you're the one that's pulling all the weight or most of it. You see glimpses of care and concern, but sometimes don't feel loved
Yeah.
in return. So it can be difficult to feel that way because the heart knows what the heart knows.
Yeah.
The heart feels what the heart feels. And sometimes we know these things, but for some reason, and reasons of our own,
Yeah. Yeah.
it can have to do with our backgrounds, what we've been through, what we desire, what we didn't have, and we're seeking from this person. whatever it may be, for whatever the reason. Sometimes when we know these things,
Mm,
we still try and prove ourselves. We still try and let the love prove itself.
mm.
But sometimes it's just not the same for the other person.
And here's the thing. Deep down, if we were really truly honest with ourselves, we already know they ain't choosing us. We already know, but we hoping that if we just love a little harder, if they just really see us, that that will change their mind. So I had a question because I like engagement. We like to interact with y'all. So we want y'all to be honest with us. Have you ever been the only one fighting for a relationship? And if that's a yes for you, drop it in the comments. Because here's the thing. Sometimes we be in these relationships and we think we all by ourselves. We think nobody's going through what we're going through. And that is not true. There are more people that are going through it than we know about. So if this is something that you have been fighting, you're the only one fighting for a relationship, you're the only one, giving, I call it a lopsided lover, a lopsided relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's, a relationship with your parents, your siblings, your cousins, whoever, your family members. I call it lopsided because I'm giving, and I'm not receiving back. And we just want to know if that's you, put it in the comments. I'm going to put the question up there one more time. Have you ever been the only one fighting for a relationship? And if that's a yes, we want you to put it in the comments. So again, people know that they're not the only ones that are fighting for a relationship in a one-sided situation.
Yes.
All right, got a comment. Oh yeah, Tosh said yes, lots of times. Lots of times.
Yeah, well, good evening to Charlotte. Thank you for joining us.
Lots of times. So I would love to if you can put something in a chat, Tosh, about what did that do to you when you've given yourself over and over and over again and it's not being reciprocated? If you want to share that with us, that is something that I have experienced, and it doesn't feel good. So we're going to talk about some signs that you are choosing someone that has not chosen you. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Anything you guys say before I go jump into the signs?
No.
Okay. Well, we're going to go. I got 8 signs, and we're going to talk through each one of them. I'm going to go through them, and then we're going to have a conversation about it. Is that okay with you?
All right.
All right. But before we do that, Tosh put, I don't know because I have experienced it in all forms. Okay, so we're going to give you some signs. And if you've experienced any of these signs, I want you to put comments in the chat. Tell us what you've experienced, if you're okay with doing that. If not, that's okay. Even if you want to put, yep, I've been there, that's fine too. You don't have to go in details. This is a safe space, and we just talking. We just talking about life, love, relationships, and all things that happen in between, right? All right. So we're gonna name some signs. I got 8 of them. The first one is you are always the one reaching. You doing the texting, you doing the calls, you doing the planning. And if you really sat and thought about it, if you stop initiating everything, you would wonder if you hear from them at all. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Oh, we already got a yep. Ty said yep.
It comes down to 2 words, really. Sometimes your choice is your desire.
Ooh.
And when you desire, you will have the energy for it. But if that person knows how much time you're investing, how much you're willing to give, and they don't really see any limitations as far as how you're willing to go, they will sit back sometimes. They will allow you to do most of the work. And they'll tune in when it's time to maybe go to a movie or a dinner, just the practical things that we do to show somebody that I'm with you, but I'm not really with
Mm,
you.
that's some foolery.
So sometimes,
Hey, family.
hey, Tanika, welcome home. So sometimes we have to watch what we desire
Yeah, yeah,
because people are people. And sometimes we take each other for granted. Sometimes you'll meet an opportunist, and sometimes you'll meet somebody who's just playing the game.
that is
And
true.
that's just the way life is. But you have to be aware enough to know who you're dealing with. Ask the questions. Don't ignore those feelings that you know you already had before
Mm-hmm.
you start feeling bad or getting angry or thinking they're doing you wrong or they're just not understanding. You had a feeling or you saw something before all of this happened.
Mm-hmm.
But why do we put ourselves through this?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing what we've seen, knowing what we heard, and knowing what it really is.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
the good looks? Because he smells good, she smells good. What is it?
Yeah. 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 Tosh said, when I stop initiating, it's silence. So it's not reciprocated. It's all on one person, which
Mhm.
is so unfair, right? You put all this time, all this energy, all your heart into really trying to make a relationship work. And when it doesn't come back the same or even a little bit, you're like, dang, really? All right, two. The second sign is you keep making excuses for them. And I'm saying it loud because y'all be making excuses for them. They busy. They're not good at this. That's just who they are. So you basically becoming their defense attorney.
I'm still stuck at number one for a second because when she said, if I stop, there's silence,
Mm,
which means at the point where your efforts stop, you receive nothing.
mm,
So think about it this way.
mm-hmm,
If it's all it takes of your effort to get this person to respond or to come around or
mm-hmm.
whatever it may be, and once you realize this, how about if you just stopped and continue the silence and keep it moving?
Hey man,
Because if you're getting nothing, what are you missing if you stop?
that's
Nothing.
that part.
Because that's what you're getting anyway.
Exactly.
So we have to think about what we're really doing,
Mm-hmm.
how we're really doing it, and what they're not willing to do, and what they're not doing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're
I was
fine.
I was
I'm
stuck on
glad you
number
put
one.
that in there. That's fine. That's fine. And anytime you want to go back, we can always go back. That's not a problem. But here's what Tanika put: enabler.
Yes.
Right? That's what that becomes. And then Tosh said, but when you love someone, you start making excuses and make up stuff to make you feel better. What you got to say? I know you got something. I know you
Now,
got something.
love doesn't feel confusing.
Come on.
Love, you feel certain,
Mm.
you feel assured,
Mm.
you feel secure,
Mm-hmm.
you feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have to do something to make your discomfort comfortable,
Mm.
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But that's what we try to do when we convince ourselves that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're not loving someone.
This is your person. If they just saw me, if they just realized I'm a good woman or I'm a good man, I just did X, Y, and Z for them. But sometimes you can do all that you can do, and it's still, would you say, and you still not chosen.
Fantasy versus reality.
Come on, somebody.
Mm.
Fantasy versus reality. Yeah.
Tanika
Tanika said that part. And Delona said, oh, that's real good right there. Yeah. Then we got another one. Love shouldn't, but it is.
But is it love?
Love shouldn't question. That's what you got to. we know what love is and we know what love isn't. The Bible tells us what it is. It's patient, it's kind. All those things that love is. And if you receive anything opposite of that, it ain't love. We got another one. Tanika said, can you read that? You see it?
Let me see. Let me put my assistance on.
Mm-hmm.
Those that's a hard reality that you will have to be honest with yourself. I had to do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it takes.
Yeah.
And I tell our children that all the time. Be honest with yourself.
Yes.
So you can be honest with someone else.
Yeah.
So you can live your life with freedom and peace.
Yes.
Knowing that you've chosen the right thing.
Yeah.
But choose your peace first.
Ooh, that's good.
Choose your peace first.
Your peace should be worth that.
Mm-hmm.
It should not be up for debate, or it shouldn't be something that you are negotiating. Tanika said, Tosh, that's a hard reality that you will have to be honest with yourself about. I had to do that.
And that feeds that desire.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want it too. I want to experience that. I'm getting older. Why can't I have the same thing? There's got to be somebody out there for me.
Mm.
But sometimes you have to have peace with being single and be patient while waiting.
Yeah.
And just be secure with yourself and prayerfully your relationship with God, knowing that if it doesn't come, I'm still chosen.
Yeah.
Because God chose me. He loves me. And he keeps me.
This one, number 4, you feel anxious instead of secure. You're always guessing where you stand in the relationship. Andre talked about what love isn't. Love is not supposed to keep you in a constant state of wondering where you are in the relationship. That is not love. And Tosh wrote, that's not a relationship, it's a sacrifice, because love should not require you to abandon yourself while the other person remains comfortable doing the bare minimum. And see, that right there is so important. And I want to touch on that just a moment, because in a lot of relationships, young ladies, I'm talking to y'all right now. Y'all accept the bare minimum. The bare minimum. There's no standards. There's no expectations. You just accept whatever scraps they throw at you. You deserve so much more, but you will be willing to take the bare minimum that they do. Because sometimes, I would say 20% of the time, they may do what you want them to do. But it goes back to what Andre said. They're going to pacify you for a minute to get what they want. And then what? You go right back to feeling the same way that you were feeling before. So we got to do better. We ain't accepting the bare minimums. Nah, absolutely not. You got anything to say? Bare minimum?
I will always say, don't be upset with someone for being who they are.
Oh.
If you accept who they are. Now, you know what you're dealing with. You know what you're working with. And you know what's working against you. And when you learn this behavior, it's up to you to decide if this is for me or not. But for some reason, again, we try to stay in it. We try to push through it. And that person keeps showing up the same way every time. So guess what? That's who they are.
Exactly.
So why get upset? Why blame them? They're being who they are. And you're being who you are. And it doesn't match. They're not for you. You're not for them.
That's right.
But you're choosing them. But they're not going to choose you.
You said something, and I'm going to quote 2 things that you say. What is... Come on.
What is accepted is acceptable. If you accept it, guess what? I have no reason to do anything different because it's acceptable.
Exactly. And stop scheduling
appointments with disappointment.
Come on, somebody. Listen, when somebody show you who they are, believe them. Believe what they say. See, and I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. I'm a pivot a little bit and say there was a time in our relationship where we both going through some things, and listen, I was head over heels in love with this dude. I'm still am, but this time, like I was like blown. I was gone deep down in the yeah, and he would tell me, "Don't fall in love with me." I he was basically telling me he didn't have the capacity to give me what I needed at that time. But I saw the potential. I saw us being together, but I didn't listen. I had my ears shut, my blinders on, because I only saw what I wanted to see and I wasn't listening to what he was telling me. He was in a situationship that he needed to take care of before he could start something else. But I didn't want to hear that because I want what I want when I want it. And ladies, we do that. We want what we want when we want it. And we don't listen to the words that be coming out of their mouth. So we get ourselves in some of these situations. And this ain't just ladies. I'm talking ladies because y'all can relate to me. We can relate to each other. But I'm telling you, I was like, yeah, we're gonna do this thing. He ain't know it, but we just gonna. I had already had plans for us, but I wasn't listening. I didn't listen to what he was saying and what he was going through because I was so into what I wanted and what when I want what I want, I go after it. But it put us in a situation where we should have paused and we should have got some healing before continuing. So there are some comments in here. I want to go to the comments.
Okay.
Tosh said, sometimes you got to ask yourself, if I stop doing all the work, would this relationship still exist? Let's be honest. No, probably not. Probably not. Next comment is, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Listen, that's an old saying, but it's so true. Sometimes people won't get over you the first time because you may not see some things. You may have tunnel vision and you just looking straight ahead. So sometimes it's gonna catch you off guard, and that's okay. But the second time they do the same thing over and over again, it's like expecting something to change, but you keep allowing the same behavior to happen over and over again. Yeah. Tanika said, you have a choice to make at that point. Mm-hmm. And then she says, stop scheduling appointments with disappointment. Can you repeat that one more time? One more time.
Repeat the other one.
Oh, repeat the other one. Oh, what was the other one?
What's accepted is acceptable. And that was the other one.
Talk about both of those one more time.
What's accepted is acceptable means if I'm just being who I am and you accept it, there's really no pushback. There's no conversation about it. I don't know if you're upset about it because you don't want to upset me because you want to keep me around or whatever it may be. And if you just hold whatever it is in, your feelings about it, your thoughts about it, to me, you accepted it.
Yeah.
So if I keep doing these things, to me, it's acceptable. And I have no reason to change. And on the other side of that, if I'm doing some things that do upset you and you decide to stay, you decide to deal with it, whatever it may be, there's no reason for me to change. There's no consequence.
Right.
There's no reason because you'll get upset, you'll fuss, you'll say a few things about it, but you'll stay. You'll deal with it. So that's another reason it's acceptable. Hey, she doesn't make any changes. I don't have to make any changes either.
Right.
Now, the other one is stop scheduling appointments with disappointment. Every time you text, every time you call, every time you expect something that you rarely get.
Mm.
And sometimes when you expect something, you know what you're not going to get.
Yeah.
But you keep trying anyway.
Mm.
You keep setting yourself up for disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's like I said, it's not the person's fault for being who they are. It's not the person's fault for being how they are.
Yeah.
You just met a person who wasn't ready for you.
Mm.
You just met a person who navigates relationships in that way for whatever reason.
Mm.
But like Sister Tanika said, you have a decision to make at that point.
That's right.
They've made a decision. I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
Here I am. Here's what I'm given. Here's what I'm doing. It's up to you now.
That's right. That's right. I do want to say, if you're watching the replay, please put pound replay in the comments, and we would love for you to interact right along with us. So I know some people couldn't come on with us live, but if you're watching the replay, join us in the conversation. All right. Number 5 is you in love with their potential, not your reality. You keep dating who they could be instead of who they are showing you they are. And that goes back to what you said. When someone shows you who they are, when someone tells you what they are going to do, they will tell you, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to be in a relationship. I don't want to get married. I don't want, but if that's the opposite of what you want, but you're going to stay and say, well, after time, they'll come around. They'll come around. That's not reality. They just told you. Yeah. Are we listening?
And the harsh reality of it all is, after so long, it's sad, but roles reverse. If and when that person does come around, it's been so much time of you trying to get through to them.
Yeah.
Trying to love the love out of them. Till you're tired.
Yeah.
And once they decide, okay, this person loves me. This person has stood by me. What have I been doing? They realize, okay, this person loves me. But unfortunately, by that time, sometimes you feel like they felt.
Yeah.
And they feel like you felt. So now they desire you more. And now you're so tired from pulling, from carrying, from loving, from trying, that you still want to be with this person, but you'll take it or leave it.
Wow. That's a mouthful. And that is so true, because again, you get exhausted after a while of just giving and giving and giving. And then when they finally change and you've exhausted years of feeding and pouring into them, it's like, man, it ain't the same. It ain't the same. So we got some comments. Tanika said, ouch. Been there and done that and made it out of it. Well, yes. Glad you made it out, sis. And Tosh said, potential is a story that we tell ourselves. You're right. We tell ourselves the story because it looks good. It feels good. And that's what we want, right? We want it. We want this this great relationship. It's our desire, is what you said, right? It's our desire. And then Tosh also said, you settle. You settle.
And sometimes what love means to some people is, I love that you love me. And sometimes it stops there.
Yeah.
And they just go along for the ride.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 6. This one hit me a little bit. Not for our relationship, but a relationship, family relationship. You feel like an option, not a priority. They reach out to you when it's convenient, when they need money, when they need you to hear their story, when they want to complain about something, or they want to talk about somebody. And then after that, it's like they disappear, like you don't even exist. That right there, listen, I cut people off. I ain't gonna lie. I have learned, as I am growing seasoned and just really being I'm very intentional about who I let in my space now. No, I don't believe in toxic relationships. If I give, you gotta give too. And if you ain't giving, okay. Listen, there's categories that I place people in. There's a small window of people that are tribe friend type thing people. There's some associates and there's some people I'm just cordial with. And that's okay too. Because people come in your life for a reason and a season. And if you are not here to help me grow and support and build me up and love on me like I'm gonna love on you, because let me tell you something. I will love on you, and you got something good when you in these arms over here. When we are connected, we are connected. I'm not talking about just me. I'm talking about my husband too. When we are connected, we connected. But when you show us who you are, deuces. Love you, but deuces. Hey, and I separate that. Not that I don't have love for you, not that I won't do for you, but I understand what you're telling me. And I believe what you're showing me. So then, as you all said today, I got a choice to make. Am I going to allow this foolishness to keep going? Or am I going to make a different decision for my peace, for my health? And you got to think about that. We let a lot of people control us by this thing called love. And again, this could be in a marriage, in a engagement situation, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the situation is. It's friendships, girlfriends, whatever that looks like. It can be in any of those. You have to decide what is going to be healthy for you.
As you were talking, as I get older as well, I start to realize that sometimes, because of our assignment, there will be some people drawn to us.
Mm.
And I have to be careful not to think that everybody's meant to have a relationship with.
Mm.
Sometimes it's a sowing season because of your assignment, because there's a need in somebody's life, because you have something that God gave you that they can take from your life and your experience and your assignment. So sometimes you won't make a connection the way you think you will, but sometimes you're there to help. So they can continue on and continue to grow, and they can move forward from where they are. So sometimes we're there for that reason. Sometimes we are the reason.
We are.
And sometimes it's in that season that we're the reason for that person. So as I meet people and I see the differences in how people come into my life, sometimes I have to think differently and to say, okay, this person needs me for this particular reason because of the assignment that God has placed in my life right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Amen.
Tanika
is saying that is where I had to learn too. And then we do have cousin Deja on.
Hey, family, welcome home.
All right. Number 7 is you are shrinking. You have made yourself smaller, quieter, easy to deal with just to keep a seat in the relationship. How many of us have honestly done that? Where it's like, oof, I can't be too much because, they don't like that. So I gotta tone down just a little bit. I can't do what I really want to do. Huh. Hey, Tanya.
Hey,
love you, sis.
Love you. Thank you.
How many of us have done that? Like we shrink ourselves, we make ourselves smaller, we get quieter. You don't say what you would normally say just because if I say this or I voice my opinion, they may not like it, and then they may want to, leave. Tanika said, I have done that. Yeah, I have seen it. I've done it. It's real. And Tosh said, I have always been real with what you see. Oh, girl, we know. We know. You was like, I've always been real. What you see is what you get. If you don't like it, kick rocks. So that is so true.
Oh, T'Challa.
What do you got to say about that one?
Sometimes we think silence is keeping the peace.
Mm.
In actuality, it's breaking you down slowly
Yes.
and daily. And it's what causes the pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The pieces of your heart to be chipped away at. And you have to live a compartmentalized relationship. Because now you have to navigate in a different way.
Yeah.
Some days you go north, some you go south, some days you go west, east. And sometimes you don't know which way to go. So you find yourself divided within yourself, which is stressful.
Right.
To try to live that way. You want to turn right because you don't want to run into them, but they're going left now. So if I keep doing this, if I keep avoiding, maybe that person will remain at peace with me. Maybe they'll continue to see me, to hear me. But really what you're doing is you're causing a bigger gap because you're depleting yourself.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll wake up one day and realize, I don't feel the same way I used to. I don't see this person the same way I used to. And like we said earlier, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. I have no more to give. I have no more to show you. And at that point, what I always tell men, a woman always checks.
To plug in, okay, my coaching hat comes on sometimes. Because what I found and just doing Clifton Strengths is there are a couple of themes that are very strong in people. We call them strengths, and the harmony, the empathy, if they fall up top in your strengths, because it's something that you naturally do. You want to have harmony with everybody. You want everybody to be at peace. Or you're very empathetic, so you empathize with people. And I learned this with working with a group of women, and I had them do this assessment. And when we got the list, and it said harmony, empathy, and it had all these things that really bring people together, it was like, okay, you have these, and they are strengths, and at some certain times they are good to have. But it can also be a weakness, right? Because if you think about a person who has harmony, they're always going to try to make peace. They're always going to just, hey, I don't want to fight. I don't want to ruffle no feathers. They don't like conflict, all those different things. However, again, you have to have balance, because it can't overpower to a point where it depletes you. It takes away from you because you're trying to make sure everybody else is good, but you forget about you. The same thing with empathy. It's okay to empathize with people. It's okay to be like, oh, you're going through that. But to take that on, and now it's what they have, is you consumed by it to a point that you're letting them run all over you. Again, you can have this amazing strength, but that strength can also be a weakness that depletes who you are and takes away from you and what you need and what you deserve. Tanika said, harmony can sometimes equate to people pleasing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you don't want to ruffle feathers. You don't want to cause no rough. You don't want, no. I'll just, whatever you say. Even though in your mind, you're like, I don't like this. I don't want this in my life. So there's a question. So a question for the coaches. LOL. How would someone actually start speaking up again after they've been shrinking for so long? I will say this, and I've done this in several ways. I've had people where I coach them and I have them do a role play. What do you want to say? And I have to ask, what's the root cause of why you're not speaking up? Why don't you speak up? Because I need to know what's happening in your environment where you don't feel safe enough to speak up, right? And then, okay, let's start talking about that. What would it mean if you did speak up? What would happen? You tired. Andre said that. You're tired. You're exhausted. And love and relationships, yes, you got to work on that. It takes two people to work on it, but it shouldn't cause you to be so drained that you just like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. I don't even want to work on this no more. Go ahead.
Included. Now you're involved. And now you have feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And you express them.
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully. But
mm-hmm.
yeah.
I would also say, and this is something I do. I pray about it. Be like, God, give me the words.
Always.
The words to say, and help me to say them in a way that it will be received from the intent of my heart. Because oftentimes, and this is me back in the day, let me tell you, I ain't even think about it. I just said whatever I wanted to say. And it was reckless. But I've learned over the years to really depend on my relationship with God to allow me to guard my tongue, to make sure I am, speaking with kindness, gentleness, but still get my point across, still making sure that I am being respectful, and that I'm being heard. Because here's the thing, we can go off the cuff and we can say all this stuff, but depending on how you positioning what you're saying, it could fall on deaf ears, right? People may not be listening because of the way you're coming at them. But if you were able to put your words together, and this is something I've been practicing with Andre for a few years now, is really like, I don't want to talk right now. He's like, I want to talk about it. I'm like, nope. I need to pray about this. I need to think about what I need to say, because right now, this ain't what you want. This is not what you want. And I will refuse to talk about it, because I know me. I know what I want to say at that moment. And what I want to say is very reckless. And I need to go ahead and pray about that thing. I need God. And I will ask God to guard my tongue. Don't you let me say nothing. And it has been times where it's like, nope, I ain't saying nothing. I'm going to go ahead and go to sleep. Pray about it and go to sleep. But here's a comment that I wanted to share with you all. In a relationship where you are chosen, you do not have to audition. When you find yourself performing, proving, and over-explaining yourself just to be kept, that is not love. That is you trying to earn something that should be freely given.
We'll pause for some comments on that one.
Yeah. Any comments? I don't see no. Tasha did say it wasn't her that needed that, but just to think about that. Love. Now, you don't have to perform. You don't have to over-explain. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to prove over and over and over again. That's just something that should be freely given by the person who say they love you. Let's talk about what happens when you stay in relationships. Even with, we just talked about all the signs and what happens when you stay. One of the things that I had was you start to abandon yourself. To keep them, you slowly lose you. Your needs, your voice, your standards. You call it being low maintenance. When what you're really doing is disappearing.
Well, is that a comment?
It's just a comment. Toxic. And this is something I'm not sure who we're talking to about this or who's out there that needs this. You tie your worth to their response. On the days they give you attention, you feel valuable. On the days they pull back, you feel worthless. You have handed them the power to decide what you are worth. I'm going to keep going. You settle for crumbs and you call it a meal. I don't want no crumbs. You get so used to, let me read this again because I wrote this down. You get so used to the little things that they throw at you, the scraps of effort. And when you get so used to just taking that, that's, if you think about, and I'll compare this to people who may not have a lot of food. So if you see them, they just taking whatever they can get. They just eat it up because they got to take it and they got to, I don't know when I'm going to get this again. So I got to go, I got to preserve this. I got to take it in. Oh, I don't know when I'm going to get this again. That is how starved you have become. You miss the ones who would have chosen you. And this, we didn't skip over the ones that may have chosen us. While you were so fixated on the one that didn't pick you, there are people right in front of you and right underneath your nose that will choose you at the drop of a dime. But you can't see them because your eyes are locked in. You can't see nothing else. You like this right here. I only see him. I only see him. I only see her. I only see them. Your eyes are locked on the wrong door. That's right, Tosh. Blocked blessings. Blocked blessings. The last one, and then I'm going to turn it over to Andre. Because this right here, spiritually, you make them an idol. You start seeking from a person what only God was ever meant to give you. Your peace, your identity, your sense of being wanted. No human being can carry that. They will collapse under it every time. We are looking to a human to give us what God freely gives us. They will never be able to satisfy it. So you can't make a man, a woman, a family, whomever, an idol. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Oh, my mind was going while you were speaking.
It always does.
And wow. The comment about blocked blessings. Somebody said guilt. What you just said was important. Making people idols. Sometimes if we think about it, we serve a person more than we serve God. So when she said blocked blessings, two words came to my mind: forfeited faith. Because now your faith is contingent on your efforts causing someone to love you the way you want to be loved. Your faith is now in your own efforts to do what you feel is necessary for this person to love you, forgetting about the source of your love.
Yeah.
So that forfeited faith, sometimes we don't realize that's what we're doing. Our faith in God turns into a faith in a person to love us in the way what you said, and only a way that God can love us. Only in a way that God can keep us, and strengthen us, and help us to endure, and even choose differently, to give us courage to walk away, even to stand up, and say, you know what? I've wasted enough time. I've spent enough time on this in this season, and I feel God pulling me out of it. But I keep staying because I'm keeping the faith. But where does your faith lie? Is it in God, or is it in your efforts? Or what you call love for somebody? That's not working for you? No, that's not what it really is. So we have to be careful about what we lack. We have to be careful about what we desire. We have to be careful about even being desperate
Yes.
in some season of our lives, because the enemy can see all of that,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll send someone, and he'll send that spirit for you to host of desperation, of lack, and you will be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
You will meet an opportunist.
Mm-hmm.
You will meet somebody that will continue to break you down
Yeah.
because you're in a place of brokenness.
Mm.
So we have to have an awareness of who we are and where we are, what we're dealing with in this life. Because there are so many variables out there.
Yeah.
In relationships, what we call relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a relationship if you're not relating to the other person.
That's true.
It's just a desire that you're trying to create into a reality.
Yeah.
When really you know what it really is.
We got a couple comments. Tosh said, yep. And the hardest truth is that staying doesn't preserve the relationship. It just delays the reckoning and usually makes the inevitable ending messier because now there's a version of you that has to be found again first. Wow. And Tanika said, so true. Yeah, that is so true. I think about this rejection and redirection look exactly the same in the moment. You only tell them apart later by where they lead you. So stop reading every no as a verdict of your value, because some of them no's is God moving you. It's him redirecting you, not the world rejecting you.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, I do see the time. We're closing on time. This is part 1. We are coming back with part 2. And you want to talk a little bit about the part 2 is choosing.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I've been talking about choosing so much. What is it?
It's choosing, but not ready.
Ooh, yes. This goes both ways, but choosing, but not ready to be chosen. And that goes on both ends of it. Goes back to that word desire again. Being impatient, letting our surroundings convince us that this is what we should have, this is what we want. They have it, I should have it, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So that's our next topic for next week.
Yeah.
But until then,
wait, I got a challenge.
Another challenge.
Okay. So I have a challenge for you. Stop auditioning for people who cannot see you. Stop abandoning yourself to keep a seat in a relationship that you were never meant to be in. Take your eyes off that person, that door that will not open, and turn around. The people that choose you are usually standing right beside you, right behind you, and waiting for you to notice that they're there. I'm going to let you close out, babe.
Well, I hope someone got something out of this. Choices are very difficult sometimes. We understand that. But when you choose God first and choose yourself, it becomes a lot easier to see you're not being chosen. So until next time, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Like our page at A&O Connect.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time. Be safe, be blessed.
And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes,
Thank you all so much.
Thank you. We love you.
Love you.
Thank you for tuning in.
When words were hard to find, we never gave up on love. No, 'cause you made a promise you'll always